What's up, everybody? Bears Commanders week 8 on the road for potentially 4 straight wins for Chicago. Let's talk about it. And I think this game, we have to really start with the quarterback matchup and the uncertainty that surrounds it right now. Jayden Daniels going to be a game time decision. I get it if you're Dan Quinn. Don't show your hand too early. Make Matt Eberflus in that Bears defense think it's Marcus Mariota. I don't think they honestly care whichever quarterback it is, just based off of what players and coaches have talked about this week. Sounds like schematically that offense from Cliff Kingsbury is going to be exactly the same if it was Daniels. He does, though, the rookie quarterback and Daniels bring a way more dynamic opportunities to run the football, especially when he gets outside on that right edge. He's made some really big plays with his legs and with his arms. And I guess this is the natural way to just start with the Commanders offense versus the Bears defense, because this is where obviously this game will be won or lost if you're the Bears, because when you look at this Commanders offense, they've been humming through the first 7 weeks of this NFL season. Whether it's big plays, running the football, they've been able to really do what they've wanted to do against their opponents thus far. And the Bears defense, I really look at this matchup in the explosive plays. Like right now, the Commanders are a top 10 unit in creating those big plays, whether it's through the air or on the ground. And the Bears, because they've only played 6 games this season, they've only given up 46 explosive plays. But had they have, played 7 games like everyone else, they probably would be statistically ranked at the bottom of the league. And this is the one area that, earlier in the week, TJ Edwards identified, got to clean this up. And the Bears do, because there have been way too many explosive given up by this Bears defense on the ground, through the air, through the first 6 games they have played. And whether it's Marcus Mariota, Jayden Daniels, and to be honest, I think it will be Mariota that plays on Sunday, you need to be able to contain those big plays that, the Commanders have been really good at generating. And I think their offense, how I was just watching a couple of games from them, was able to catch their game, obviously against Carolina last week, what they did against the Browns, and also the Baltimore Ravens. There's obviously a lot of motion that Cliff Kingsbury loves to utilize. That orbit motion, you're going to see it all day on Sunday against the Bears. But what it does, it just gets defenders out of position. And then you're able to hit bigger plays downfield or even in the run game, because you've moved people in one way and then hit him the other. And so just talking with some of the Bears defenders, like Elijah Hicks, for example, who'll be starting in place of Jaquan Brisker, who's going to miss this game due to the concussion he suffered in London, you need to have, it's going to be key to have eye discipline. Make sure you're doing what the play is assigning you to do and nothing more. You can get this how I described it to Elijah Hicks when I was talking to him, they put a lot of eye candy out there. They'll throw a bubble screen and then do a fade right behind it. They'll have this orbit motion where Eckler will go one way and Brian Robinson will run the other way. So it's going to really be about eye discipline, keying in on what your specific role is to do on that specific play and nothing more. I think if the Bears can do that, stay disciplined, they're going to have a really good opportunity to, I don't want to say expose this Commanders offense, but I think slow them down, mitigate those big plays they've been able to generate, and obviously have success. And, I think it'd be wrong for me if I didn't bring up what Jalen Johnson said earlier, really on Friday, about regardless of the quarterback whooping their ass. Like, that's a strong statement. And for Jalen Johnson, who's played phenomenal this season, all pro caliber level, he can talk that talk. I think this Bears defense as a whole has played really well, but you got to limit the explosive plays. Montez Sweat coming back to face his former team, I'm sure he's going to be fired up. I know he downplayed it in his press conference earlier in the week, but how can you not be a little excited to face your former team, the one that traded you away, and now you get this matchup in this, again, flex time slot, 325. So it's going to be really, I think, just an exciting game to watch from that perspective, the Bears defense versus Commanders offense. And now let's flip it. The Bears offense going up against this Commanders defense. And I like this matchup a lot, especially because of what the Bears have been doing recently, the past 3 weeks against the Rams, the Panthers, and then the Jacksonville Jaguars. But when I look at this Commanders defense, it's a unit that's given up right now because they played 7 games. They are ranked 31st in the NFL in explosive plays allowed with 57. The Bears have been generating a lot more explosive plays in the last 3 wins than they were in the first 3 games they played. And they're doing so by attacking the middle of the field where Caleb Williams has excelled thus far in his rookie season. So I see that being definitely an opportunity for the Bears to attack this Commanders defense. They first have to slow down the pass rushers that the Commanders do have. Dante Fowler plays with a lot of energy, comes off the edge, did some crazy things against the Carolina Panthers last week, and just in terms of his pass rush. And then Luvu, the other edge rusher, also a guy that I think just plays with a lot of energy. I think would fit on what Matt Eberflus wants in the hits principle. Both those guys definitely have that. And if you're the tackles for the Bears, Braxton Jones, Darnell Wright, you need to do your best to keep Caleb Williams upright. And I think if the Bears can continue to have the rushing attack that they've had as of late, that's going to help stop that pass rush and just make some of those more explosive plays in the middle of the field more available to Caleb Williams. And it's just, look, I think it's just been building up over the past couple of games, but the Roma Dunze game, and I know he had over 100 yards against the Indianapolis Colts, but the one where he is almost like the feature guy, that's coming up. Maybe it's not this one because obviously we know what DJ Moore did last time he played the Commanders last year and going over for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. I definitely see him getting an opportunity to get a big day as well. But all 3 of those wide receivers that the Bears have, Keenan Allen, Rome, and DJ, it's almost like any game one of those guys can pop off. So I really like the opportunities that this Bears offense can have against a Commanders defense that it does give up big plays. And when they face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 1, the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, obviously some of those holes were a little bit more glaring in their losses. So I think the Bears need to go look at those game plans, take what best worked there, and bring it to life on Sunday. Shane Waldron's been calling plays better. Caleb's been executing better. I do want to see Caleb, if he gets the opportunity on Sunday, to hit some passes, just towards the boundary downfield. That's the one area where he's had a little bit of disconnect with his receivers. But, if he gets that going, in addition to what he's able to do in the middle of the field, I think the Bears just take care of business. I have the Bears winning this one 27-17, and that's with the prediction of Jayden Daniels not being there if he does play. And I think the Bears defense wants him to play. I think Caleb Williams would love him to play in this game. We'll change that prediction to 27-23, a closer game. I think Jayden Daniels is good, you guys. Like this whole narrative that he, only throws to his right as a one-read quarterback. I know some of the stats show that he's more prone to throwing on his first read. The dude he makes plays to the left. He can roll right. He does it. He'll look off, defenders and go from one read to another. I forgot exactly. I think it was against the Cleveland Browns, but one of their receivers ran an angle route towards the right. Jaden pump fakes, not there. Hits McLaurin in the back right in the end zone. Like, hey, his first read wasn't there. Went to his second read, made a very accurate throw. So they're both playing, I think, really good football. Jaden obviously popped off a little sooner, but I think you could be happy about what the league may have in Jayden Daniels, Caleb Williams, and for I think just football fans in general, you want to see that if Jayden does go, I just talking with some Bears defenders, knowing that he's a guy he's taken some hits throughout the first 7 games of his NFL career. So they're looking to play as clean to the whistle as possible, but I think it would be naive to say that they don't know what he's dealing with his rib injury. And if there's a shot, they're going to take it as long as it's clean within the rules. So I hope we see that matchup. I doubt we do, but regardless of who plays on Sunday at quarterback for the Commanders, I like the Bears to win this one and to win their 4th straight game.